Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to BWTM and welcome to Joshua versus Klitschko, the final verdict. Okay, we are live and we're out. We're going global. Thanks for tuning in. First of all, before I start, something about this date, April the 21st, is just not a good day. Condolences out, first of all, to the Ekyog family. Ugo Ekyog, the former Tottenham defender, he played for Aston Villa, an England defender, passed away sadly today. A young man, 44 years old. I mean, I'm 40 now, so you know when you look at that, and you kind of think to yourself, wow, yeah, you start getting a little older. You think to yourself, well, you're not immortal. 44 years old, young man, and he was at the Tottenham Centre at the time, and he collapsed. So you know, my sincere condolences to him, his family. Rest in peace, Ugo Ekyog. Ugo Ekyog was one of those guys. I'm going to divulge a bit, but he was one of those guys. He used to play a game called Championship Manager back in 1992, and Ugo Ekyog was one of those defenders that I'd always buy. I think Ugo Ekyog also was on Sensible Soccer as a defender, very young then, but yeah. So for those people who can remember those days of Ugo Ekyog, you know, he played for England, but Championship Manager days, Sensible World Soccer days, Ugo Ekyog was the defender you had to buy. So shout out to Ugo Ekyog once again, legend. Next, as I said, April 21st is not good. It's also the day that we lost a legend in the world of music, Prince, a great man who I have a personal, personal connection with. Well, I would say it's a personal connection. The 1990 Nude Tour, Prince was in London. I was part of the Prince fan club, and he stopped his concert not once but twice. He stopped his concert first to throw out a towel. He stopped the concert. He pointed at me. I was very young at the time, 10, 12, pointed at me at the concert, smiled at me, and he threw the towel at me, and I caught the towel. And the second time he stopped the concert dancing, he stopped, he looked at me, he obviously didn't know my name. He said, hey, he stopped the concert, and the crowd were going, ah, and there was a lady in front that people thought, that she thought Prince was talking to her, and he went, mm-mm, and he pointed at me, and he threw the tambourine out. I got his tambourine. Well, I never got the tambourine. I caught the tambourine after trying to get off this woman, but my mum still has the tambourine and the towel. So we lost Prince, a great legend, passed away April the 21st. Really not good news whatsoever. So April 21st is not a good day in the world of sport or the day of entertainment. So I just wanted to do that to show some form of a sort of like in touch with the world. All right, so let's get on with the show. That's what we're here to do, talk boxing. Good evening to everybody in the room, and a special shout out to those people crossing the Caribbean. You know who you are, of Caribbean descent, who have been tuning into the show, who have been sending me inboxes or Facebook requests. You know who you are. And across Twitter, thank you so much for your support. I really appreciate it. It's nice to know that even if you're not commenting in the commenting room, I understand that. I totally understand it. Sometimes people can feel a bit of a way commenting. So I don't mind. It's cool. Just leave your comments on the Facebook page, Bayloric Worldwide TV. Check it out on Facebook and get across there. And while you're watching, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. We appreciate your subscriptions. Okay, it's a big night of boxing. Of course, Joshua Klitschko is the big fight, the big night. It's global. Everyone's talking about it. I don't know how I'm going to do this. I don't know if we're going to talk first about Joshua Klitschko, and those people who listen to the final verdict can listen to it a go, or I talk about the other fights, and then we'll talk with Joshua Klitschko at the end. I probably will talk Joshua Klitschko at the end because people will start coming to the room as they do, as they know this is live. So what I'll do, I'll start with another fight that's got my interest at the moment. Tommy Langford's got a fight, I believe, this weekend for the WBO interim middleweight title. Don't ask me what it's all about. I've got no idea what that's all about. I've got no clue what it's all about. All I know is that Saunders is the WBO middleweight champion. This guy is fighting, Tommy Langford, fighting for the interim title, for the right to fight Billy Joe Saunders. But really, Billy Joe Saunders is trying to fight GRENADA. I don't know. I don't understand. I'm sure somebody in this box, in the chat box, will tell me what's going on. Please do give me the exact details. But I'll tell you this much. I saw the guy that Langford's fighting on Saturday night, and he is a dangerous hombre. A very dangerous hombre. This guy was in the corner. Got a real character about him as well. He's definitely a refreshing character for the world of boxing. A little crazy, a little loopy. And Langford's he's got to be on his P and Qs this night, because this guy could come over and really wreck Langford's plans. If they say Langford's world class, then he better be world class for his performance on Saturday night, because this guy looks dangerous. I saw a video of him. He was in the corner, and it was the last round. And his trainer says, "Mike Tyson, be like Mike Tyson." And the guy, I don't think he's English. I think he's from maybe Kazakhstan or Ukraine or Russia, because his English isn't the greatest. But he went, "Mike Tyson, I like Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson, I like Mike Tyson." And he got out the next round, and he came out the corner, right? And he stopped the guy in the last round. Left hooks, vicious left hooks. Don't know where he got the energy from. This guy's a character. I've seen him many different videos. I think Kurzak, his name is, something like that. Somebody will give me the right pronunciation. But anyway, this guy's dangerous. He's a short, very short for the weight, but he's got that sort of Mike Tyson stuff. He wants to get inside, get close, and throw lots of thudding hooks. Langford's got to be careful in this fight. Got to be very, very careful. So I'm sure there are people in the chat room who are probably going to give me. I'm not going to talk about Joshua just yet, but I expect Langford to get absolutely. That's it. Curtis. Kadise. I think it's no, wrong time now. Sorry. I'm going live and people decided to call me Curtise. Yeah, thank you very much for that. Curtise. He's the challenger. He's a beast. He's short. He's sorry, forgive me a second here. When anyone decides to contact me, they don't talk to me for a week and then decide to contact me in the middle of a live show. Anyway, he's short, he's explosive. I don't think if Langford's getting cheated, no disrespect, by Sam Sheedy, who's not the biggest puncher in the world, I think he needs to be very concerned about this guy. You know, very, very concerned. My apologies for that. I don't quite know what happened. It's this Windows 10.3, which has been an absolute nightmare to use since I've had it, since it's been installed on the system. But let me just check and see we're live. I don't know what's going on here. Let me check and see we're live. Give me a second, please, people. I know what happened. Yeah, I'm back. Sorry about that, people. That's Windows. You can thank Windows. It has an annoying habit of doing that now. So Windows 10.3 is it's causing the problems. It updates when it wants. It slows your computer down when it wants. Okay, I think we're back now. Right, so where was I before I was rudely interrupted? Never be the first to upgrade Windows. Very valid point there. Thank you. Right, so we're back. I think. Yeah, we're back. Good. So let's just double check with everything. Thank you very much. We're back. Right, sorry. So we're talking about Tommy Langford's opponent. If the likes of Sheedy are knocking him down, he's going to have to be very careful against our very crazy friend. I can see him I don't see Langford hanging him. I don't. You need a MacBook Pro. Thank you very much. I definitely will be investing in a new computer very soon. But back to my point, I just don't see Langford holding him off. I see at some point this guy getting inside, ripping him hooks inside, and I don't even know why they're taking this fight. But I don't see Langford winning. So yeah, Nurse, a good fight for him as well. Appleyard versus Dodd. I don't know. I really can't say I'm up to speed on Appleyard, to be honest. Right, let me just fix something very quickly. Kurtzy, that's the one. Just got to do something very quickly here. Let's see what Mikey said. I'm not sure Langford is skilled or disciplined enough to keep Kurtzy off him. Remember, Ingram, your good friend Sheedy buzzed Langford, and as good as Sheedy is, he's not a puncher. He's not. While we're at that point, shout out to Sam Sheedy. Speedy Sam Sheedy will be fighting for the Commonwealth middleweight title next Friday at Bramall Lane. Bramall Lane, the same place that Dave Allen will be fighting for the Commonwealth title as well, on the same bill as that big fight between Cal Brook and Errol Spence Jr. So next Friday night, big night for Sam Sheedy. And in Sheffield, I'm looking forward to seeing a great fight between Sheedy and Rashidi. But I think that Sam's got all it takes to become Commonwealth champion of the middleweights. So, right. So, we've talked about him. Daniel Dubois, I believe he's going to go knock another guy over. I really won't talk too much about it at all. Let's see what else we talk about. I have no idea what is going on tonight. This is the third time I've been cut like this. It just cuts out. The whole screen just shuts down, and I'm coming off board. I don't know what's going on, but anyway, we shall move on regardless. So let's move on to the next fight that's on for the night for this weekend. As people are coming into the room, as I said, they would be. Sean Porter versus Andre Berto. Interesting fight there. I think it go one of two ways, because when I look at Andre Berto versus Sean Porter, in some ways, I think that with Sean Porter and Berto, in some ways, I think that fight could be quite similar to Broner versus Porter. Similar sort of stance. Berto tried to use a shoulder roll, but it didn't work very well. But they've got a similar sort of stance. I don't think Berto is as effective, and I'm not trying to be a genius here or something. I don't think Berto is effective on the front. He's very effective on the front foot. I don't think he's very good on the back foot. And this fight will determine one thing. Porter was able to bully the much smaller Broner, because Broner had moved up the weights, okay? Whereas Berto is a solid welterweight, and as a solid welterweight who's got good punching power. And if anybody's going to clip Porter coming in the way he does with his chin in the air, it's going to be Berto. And arguably, you could say Berto hits harder than Keith Thurman. And the way Berto fights, the both of them are quite scrappy fighters, to be quite honest. I wouldn't say, when I look at the two, the way I see it is I think Berto can catch Porter come rushing forward. I think he can do that. I think he would have learned a hell of a lot fighting Floyd Mayweather. And out of the two fighters, in terms of Porter has a lot of periods where he just stands and does nothing. Like he stands in front of you, like he did against Broner, and he got clipped with a left hook because he was just standing doing nothing. So his father's trying to get him to when he gets inside, do work, and not just stand on the outside doing nothing. When he has those moments of inactivity, I think that's where Berto's got to pounce and land his hard shots on Porter. Now, if Berto can hold the center of the ring and he's got the power to hurt Porter, or at least stop Porter from rushing forward as he does, then Berto's got a chance of winning this fight. People say Berto's chin is suspect, but I mean, Victor Ortiz is a puncher. He took Victor Ortiz's shots. I know he's been knocked out before, but I think that was more to an injury he had to his shoulder. So for me, it's a tough one. Berto's got more miles on the clock. He's got more wear and tear on him. But between the two fighters, I actually think Berto is a better fighter than Porter. Consistency as well. Like, what I mean by consistency is Berto, he's been in the big fights, but the other thing about Berto is Berto has more of an idea what he's doing. Porter just comes rushing at you. If he's not rushing at you, he's standing off looking at you. So Porter's either standing off looking at you or rushing forward into you. So Porter's best work is when he's up close. I don't think Porter boxes good from a distance. Whereas I think mid to long range is better for Berto. So if Berto can, it's down to Berto. If he can control the center of the ring and he can hit Porter with hard counters, I think Berto can win this fight. But he's got lots of wear and tear. It's how much Berto's got left. If Berto's got still that explosive power and there's speed, I think he can give Porter a lot of problems on the night, and even drop Porter. Because remember, Broner dropped Porter. So it's going to be very interesting. Ortiz ain't that big a puncher. He's a big enough puncher, Ortiz. I think he can. I think he can win. I really do. But it's a tough one to pick. That's a real pick 'em fight. Because with Berto, it's like, how many miles has he got left on the clock, and how much is Virgil Hunter's work he's done with him? How much of that now is going to play a part in Berto's fight? Can he follow a game plan? And as for Sean Porter, he didn't look great against Brook. He didn't look fantastic against Thurman. Is what he did against Brook and Thurman enough to beat Berto? Thing is, Porter, how big a punch actually is Porter? I mean, the Paulie Malignaggi fight, he looked brilliant, and nobody does that to Paulie Malignaggi. And that's kind of where Porter made his name. But after that fight, he hasn't shown that same sort of devastating power. So get your money on Berto, Ingram. Bookies have this a mismatch in favor of Porter. Okay, I don't think it's a mismatch at all. So I think it's a good fight. Toughest fight ever? I don't know about toughest fight ever. Because, yeah, Berto does struggle with pressure. That's a very good point. Berto struggles with pressure. He panics. He's not calm as a Thurman or Porter outworks him. Yeah, that's the common way of looking at it. I think you definitely agree with you there. So I definitely agree with you there on that. Berto finished now. He's got Mayweather money. Yeah, Berto's best chance is to nail Porter early. If he can nail Porter and hurt Porter early, it could be an interesting fight. It all depends on what. It's not about Sean Porter. It's about how much Berto's got left. If Berto's still got that explosive power, if Berto's still got still got that fighting heart, I think if he nails Porter, you know, it's on. I really think so. If he hurts Porter early, it's on. Because you've got to, like a guy like Porter, in the first 2 or 3 rounds, you've got to nail. The first 2 rounds, you've got to nail them hard and let them know you can't walk forward the way you like to walk forward. And the way Bruno was able to drop him, I just think to myself, can Berto land that sort of power? Again, if you look at what Berto did against Mayweather, and Mayweather's not Porter, even when Berto landed, it didn't have no effect to Mayweather. So I don't know. But then you need to be able to be in a position to land those shots. Jim Wilson says Porter is so sloppy, so sloppy though. Looked horrible against Brook and Thurman. I'm going Berto to retire mid rounds. What's my favorite Jamaican fighter of all time? All time. That's tough, man. But Mike McCallum would be one of them. I like Mike McCallum. You've got to add in there Glenn Johnson. You've got to have Donovan Razor Radak. And you've got to have in there Dillian White. I like Donovan Razor Radak. I love Radak. But I liked him. Ingram Porter was weight trained against Bruno, though, wasn't he? I don't know. Because he took bombs from Thurman and walked straight through them. But then is Porter is Thurman the punch? Is Porter the and is Thurman the puncher that everyone's advertised him as? I've been saying it since the Jesus fight. No, the Diaz fight. Since Thurman's shoulder's gone, he's knocked nobody out. If you notice, since his shoulder got that injury and he laid off for that while and he came back, he's knocked nobody out. He's dropped people, but he ain't knocked nobody out. That's something we need to look at. So I don't know if Thurman is the puncher that he's advertised himself to be. I think he punches hard at a certain level, But as he's moved up in ranks, he's not the same fighter. So I don't know. Would agree, mate. Thurman isn't a puncher. Who's he ever knocked out? Couldn't hurt an old Bundu. That's my point. So I would say Berto is more a proven puncher than Thurman. So yes, I don't know. As I said, it all depends on. But Berto's got to show me something in the first 2 rounds. He's got to show me he's got the power to hurt Porter and keep him off him. Otherwise, if he can't hurt Porter, Porter's going to be on him all night long, right? And he may find Berto's chin. It all depends on what Berto's got left. So it's a fight where I don't know. It's a toss 'em up fight. I don't know. I really don't know. It's a damn good fight. It's a fight I definitely want to tune into. The fight between Hartley and Charlo. I don't know enough about Hartley. I like Charlo. I don't know enough about Hartley. I saw him go. I saw him fight some fight. Was it Gutierrez? I saw him fight against. Man, that Gutierrez and him was that an absolute war. Punches being slung. The guy Gutierrez was throwing punches like he was a fast bowler. And Hartley was getting tagged by them shots. I spoke to Spence's trainer, and he thinks Hartley's going to be a tough fight, but he thinks that his boy Charlo's got what it takes to beat Hartley. So I guess that's all talk, but we'll see on the night. Yeah, he did drop Bundu, but he couldn't keep him there. He ran after that. He had to come down 140 per pound. Same guy who trained at middleweight in amateurs. He was also trained against Broner. You know, Sean Porter fought Usyk in the amateurs, believe it or not. Yeah, he was never in trouble. That's a good point. If Porter has its own way for 3-4 rounds, then it will be one-way traffic from there on. That's what I say. Totally agree with you there. Totally agree with you there. Breeze Prescott wasn't Jamaican. Breeze Prescott was Brazilian or Cuban. I think Brazilian or something. So it all depends on what Berto does early. Right. Who else is fighting on the night? Before I talk about Joshua and Dubois fighting. Who else is fighting tonight, people, that I should be aware of? I don't want to talk Joshua Klitschko yet, or I might do actually. Ask Porter and Guerrero if Thurman's power is real. Colombian, that's the one. They both said they face no one who hits like Thurman. Yeah. Better live to dance another day. There's no one that hits like Julian Jackson. There's no one who hits like Gennady Golovkin. There's no one who hits like Kovalev. I mean, I don't know what you're trying to get out there. Yeah, Thurman can punch hard, sure, but wouldn't you think that him winging in punches like from out here and leaves himself wide up on in front, don't you think he would be a big puncher? I don't know. I don't think Thurman's the puncher that he says he's. That's a good fight. That's a very good fight. Fielding versus Ryder. I'm going with John Ryder. I like John Ryder. An Islington man. I like his style. I fancy Ryder to win that fight. Even stop Fielding. I'm going with Ryder. Could see her knocking him out very early. I agree with Paul. My God, June Jackson was an absolute wrecking machine. There you go. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Punch power there. So yeah, I'm going with. No, I don't see. I'm picking Ryder. I think Rocky Fielding. I've seen him getting blown away by Callum Smith, who a guy I don't particularly rate. Langford is shite. Well, He's not very good. Kurtz will KO him in 5-6 rounds. I expect so too. I don't even know why they put him in the ring, but there you go. Ryder too small for Rocky. I don't know about that. Thought Ryder did well against Adam Etches. He did very well. I rate Ryder. I think he's got his head together. So yes, the next fight, Rosado versus Murray. Murray, what can I tell you about Murray? Shot is a bit strong. Fielding got dropped hard by Rebrassi, non-puncher, and got a gift. Yeah, exactly. So I'm not a big fan of Rocky Fielding after seeing him get smashed by Callum Smith the way he did. So I'm going to go with John Ryder on that one. Rosado versus Murray. Look at them both. Rosado's fought consistently the better fighters at middleweight. You know, Lemieux, Quillen, Gennady Golovkin. And there, you know, he's fought a lot more better fighters than Martin Murray. Martin Murray, to be fair, I've never rated his trainer. I think if Martin Murray had a better trainer, he may have been middleweight world champion before Gennady Golovkin got on the scene. I think his trainer lost in the fight against Arthur Abraham. Terrible tactics, telling him just to mess Arthur Abraham about. Absolutely terrible tactics. I think Oliver Harrison is probably one of the worst trainers there is in the UK. I'm going with Rosado on this one. I hope Rosado's come over with enough time. I hope Rosado hasn't had any weight issues. I haven't watched any weigh-ins, anything. I hope Rosado has any weight issues. I hope Rosado is in great shape and, you know, he's acclimatized to the UK. Because if you've been fighting in America all your life or most of your life, and then you decide to fight in the UK, the time difference, you know, making weight and all the rest of it, you know, all these things could be an issue. But I don't like, I've said it before, two things about Martin Murray. I think he should get rid of his trainer, Oliver Harrison. No disrespect to Oliver Harrison, but after 4 world title attempts, you got to go. You've got to get rid of your trainer. I mean, that's loyalty beyond loyalty. So I'm going with Rosado. Easy Murray. It's complete garbage. You can't say that. Oh, Rosado's banging weight, looked in top shape. Well, if that's the case, I'm going with Rosado. I'm not even thinking about that. So yeah, Rosado beats Murray in a boxing smother fight. Then Herman will put him in against Ryder, Rocky Fielding winner. Agreed. Smithfield Williams, don't know much either, but looks like it will be a tear up. Smile versus Williams. Okay, who do I think we win? I don't know. Right. I'm not. We've got people in the room talking. Okay, so I've talked about the main fight so far. Again, I think that Martin Murray's finished, in my opinion. And I'm going to go with Rosado for me. I think he's a better fighter all round. Yes, I'm going with Rosado. Fielding to get beat by Ryder. Langford to get knocked out. And what's his name? Tyro Nurse to do the business as he does. Okay, right. Nice stream. I subbed. Thank you very much, Jam Potter. You never get the pundits on Sky saying someone's complete garbage, sadly. No, you don't. But I'll tell you something. What you do have, Ben, on boxing Sky coverage is people calling fighters quite the opposite when they are complete garbage. You have people saying that people are world class when they're not world class. They've never fought anybody world class. They've never fought anybody in the top 20. They're called world class. Callum Smith is considered world class, one of the best prospects in the world. He's world class. He's this, he's that. He ain't fought nobody in the top 10. Arguably, he ain't fought nobody in the top 20, but he's world class. So it is balanced. Zimich versus Michael Grant. Oh, poor Michael Grant. Poor Michael Grant. Katie Taylor's fighting a unbeaten fighter for a world title eliminator. The same Michael Grant who got KO on Lennox Lewis 20 years ago. Yes, that same Michael Grant. Yes. Do you think Dangerous Klitschko was the one who fought Pulev and Thompson? I'm about to come to that in a minute. I'm going to get to that point. Katie Taylor, my thoughts on Katie Taylor. Great amateur career. Not as good as Nicola Adams, because Nicola Adams won 2 gold medals, Olympic gold medals. Katie won 1. Truth be said, what I've seen of Katie Taylor, and I'm just being honest there, she's good. But my concern about Katie Taylor is she does get hit a little bit more often than I like. Boxing is about hit and not get hit. But in terms of Katie Taylor, I don't know. I don't like the way she keeps getting hit. She keeps getting hit flush on the chin, and I don't like it. I don't like it at all. And I look at fighters and patterns like that. So I'd like to see, and I'd like to see them guys like I like to see her move ahead a bit more and not get hit with so many shots. So I think she's a good fighter. As Alan Shearer was about to say here, Alan Shearer, Katie Taylor's a very good on a very good platform. Don't believe she's as talented as believed. Agreed. I don't think she is. We'll get to Hugh Fury versus Joseph Parker on another stream. Nicola Adams, pound for pound, is a better fighter than Taylor. We'll have to see how her progress goes. Right, now let's move on with things. I've got a lot of people. Let's see. Somebody saying something here. Somebody has said something. I was quite interested. Let's see. Somebody has said something interesting about guff. I've heard guff. I've heard the word guff in ages. You didn't predict. Well, if Zimoch is any good, he's going to knock out Michael Grant in a couple of rounds. Yeah, Michael Grant's got no business still boxing. Somebody said the word guff. I saw Reddit. I saw the word guff. Phil Carl Roberts says Katie Taylor's good. She still has some amateur habits. I agree. Long time in the amateurs usually means they're programmed not to use as much head movement, and that's the thing. I don't like Katie Taylor's lack of head movement. She's taking shots clean on the chin, and when I look at fight, I think, okay, what do you do at this level against this type of opposition? Are you blowing them away? Are you getting hit with shots? Are you knocking up people out? Are people going the distance with you? Sometimes at that level, when you're going the distance with these people, it's because they're durable. They're like journeymen or journeywomen who takes a good shot, know how to survive, not in the business of getting knocked out. So I don't look too much into that. But what I do look into is when you fight at a certain level, you may be getting rid of people and you're getting hit with shots consistently. That's a problem, because I think yourself, if you're getting nailed now at this level, what are you going to get like when you fight somebody who's a real technician and who can punch a bit? I wouldn't want to be seeing that. So I'm just a little cautious about Katie Taylor. You know, I really hope that things can improve with that. Jim Wilson says Sky Sports and BT will do a joint pay-per-view for Adams versus Katie Taylor mega fight at Wembley. All the marbles dare to be great. LOL, LOL. If you want to talk about a great fighter, Jelena Megach. That is a great fighter. First woman to win the WBC title. 8-time world champion. 4-weight world champion. Check her out. She's on the channel. We did an interview with her last week. So if you want to talk about a great fighter, that's what we're talking about. And she was fighting around the days of Layla Ali. So if you want to talk about a great fighter and women's boxing, that's the woman they need to be looking at. So there's your stuff there. Cecilia Brackes is a great fighter, but she hasn't got the record that Jelena has. So right. Now, let's get on with this now. I'm gonna get into my final verdict of Anthony Joshua versus Vladimir Klitschko. We're gonna get into this now. It's about time we get into this. Let me get my effects up. Thank you. Where's my audience? Thank you for tuning in and staying in for so long. Here it is now. The final verdict, Joshua versus Klitschko. Now, yo, here we go. This is it. The moment you've been waiting for. The final verdict, Joshua versus Klitschko. The Super WBA title and the IBF Heavyweight Championship of the world. Now, before I start this, I will make a disclaimer. A credit to Anthony Joshua for stepping up against fighting Vladimir Klitschko. Vladimir Klitschko was considered an all-time great before he fought Tyson Fury. An all-time great. You could go on Facebook forums before he fought Tyson Fury, and you would hear how Vladimir Klitschko was all-time great. He would have beaten beaten Muhammad Ali. He would have beaten George Foreman. He was an all-time great. He should have been in the top 3 heavyweights of all time. You would have read that if you'd gone into some Facebook forums. Some. Okay. The night Vladimir Klitschko fought Tyson Fury, that night, before Joshua was to fight, Joshua was even being mentioned. If you had mentioned Anthony Joshua in the same breath as Vladimir Klitschko, people would have laughed at you. They would have said to you, "What are you talking about, mate? Joshua ain't no way ready for Klitschko. Ain't nowhere ready for Klitschko." Okay, and that was a year ago. Klitschko is a master with the jab, the grab and hold, has a tremendous, a proven right hand at world level, at the elite level. He's knocked people out at elite level. His right hand, his left hook, his footwork, he's able to judge distance and timing is immaculate. And where he's got away for years, being able to tie guys up, break the rhythm, and he's a master of boxing outside the ring, playing the mind games and messing up fighters' heads. Doing it for 10 years. You don't do that by fluking it. You've also got to be doing something right. You've got to be able to fight. Anthony Joshua, his Olympic pedigree is still questionable, because to me, although he won the Olympic gold in London, if you're brutally critical about Anthony Joshua winning that Olympic gold, you got to say to yourself, did he really win that Olympic gold? Did he really get past the first round? Had it been anywhere in the world apart from London, you probably wouldn't be looking at Anthony Joshua being Olympic gold. And this is crucial, because I think that Klitschko won his Olympic gold, and there's no doubt about it when he won his Olympic gold. And this is something that I think people have to say, and they have to think about. Now, some of the things people will say about Vladimir Klitschko, he looked crap against Brian Jennings. Now, if you remember rightly, if you were on this channel or on the boxing channel, I said that Brian Jennings would give Klitschko fits, and Jennings has a very good chance of beating Klitschko. Why? First, number one, Brian Jennings is a mover. Brian Jennings has got good footwork. So Klitschko is unable to get the left jab out and hold him with the left jab and ping a big right hand in. So Jennings gives movement. Okay, that's the first thing. You've got to give guys credit where they're due. All right, you've got to look at fighters. Now, somebody says, is AJ better than Jennings? Well, you don't know, because AJ hasn't fought Klitschko yet. But I'll tell you this much: footwork, head movement, ring generalship. Jennings was able to maneuver his way around the ring. And remember who Jennings' trainer was? Fred Jenkins, one of the best trainers in the world. Very underrated, Fred Jenkins. produce a host of champions. So you got to look at history there. Look at the trainer who's in the corner of Brian Jennings. Okay, so now I said that Jennings would give him a lot of problems. Now, please hear me out before you start jumping to your conclusions and stuff. All right, give me a second to get my thoughts together. Now, back to Klitschko. So he didn't look good against Jennings. Notably, Jennings is a mover. He's a mover, okay? He doesn't stand right in front of you, put his hands up and walk forward. He's unbeaten. He's a mover. Had plenty of heart. Good chin. I wanted to fight. But inexperienced. Jennings. Now, Fury. Again, a mover. Orthodox. Southpaw. Taller. Longer. Moves the head. Okay? Unpredictable. Herky-jerky. If you look at Klitschko for all the fight, he couldn't find a place to land the jab and then put the right hand in. Once Klitschko can find the jab and find a range, that right hand is coming, that left hook is coming. He was able to catch Pulev because Pulev was right in front of him, right? Upright, right? Not much head movement from Pulev. Upright, yeah? Fury, head movement. Upper body movement, yeah? Lots of that. So when you're doing that and you're moving your feet, that's very difficult for you to put your jab up. And Klitschko likes to control. He likes control. He likes control out of the ring. He likes control inside the ring. He likes to know where he can put the jab and land the right hand. Once Klitschko's got a jab on you, he can land the jab on you, then he can put the right hand on you. Okay? He can drop the right hand on you, as they'd say. Okay? Similar height, similar reach, Klitschko, Joshua. But there's a distinct difference here. A lot of people are talking about AJ. There's a couple of things I want to ask AJ fans. A couple of things I want to ask you. 3 things I want to ask you. When you're comparing now media workouts, before we even talk about media workouts, understand one thing about media workouts. Pads don't hit back. They don't. I said this to people when they were looking at the Pacquiao. If you're impressed by somebody hitting pads, then my friend, if you're looking at somebody hitting pads and basing somebody's pad work on a prediction for a fight, then my friend, that's probably not the smartest thing to be doing. David Haye looked brilliant on the pads before he was ready to fight Bellew, and I was one of those people going, yeah, the way Haye looks on pads, he looks beautiful, he looks great, he's moving nicely, he's doing all this stuff. But what happened come fight night, we saw what happened with the injury. So pad work, and to be honest, even when he was throwing him shots, he was missing with a lot of shots. So pad work doesn't mean jack diddly squat. Eddie Chambers looked brilliant on pads, brilliant pad work, fantastic pad work before he went and fought Joe Washington and put on an atrocious performance. So I'm not interested in pad work. I'm not interested in big muscles. Me, not interested. Looks great, but this is a boxing contest, not a weightlifting contest or bodybuilders contest or a Mr. Muscle contest. All right, this is about boxing. This is about the sweet science. Okay, this is about making a guy miss and making a guy pay. All right, this is about using your footwork. Okay, for a person to set up punches, they've got to be able to first set footing. Okay, Klitschko was unable to set footing to land big shots because Fury was constantly on the move. Jennings was constantly on the move. Joshua is not a guy who's on the move. This is a guy who's flat-footed. He's flat-footed. Flat-footed. Now, as for Anthony Joshua, Joshua fans, listen carefully to this. Question number 1. Has Joshua done 12 rounds? No. Oh, he's not going to need to do 12 rounds. Well, he may need to. And if so, what happens if he gasses in the second half of the fight with that body? This is a world championship fight. The heavyweight champion of the world has never been 12 rounds, and he's going to have to go. He's in the ring now of an all-time great who is noted to go to 12 rounds 10, 12 times, 15 times, 13 times, whatever. He's gone the distance many times. Question number 1. Now, those muscles, lactic acid will build in those muscles. Now, that's something you need to bear in mind as well. 2, all of Joshua's fights, every single one of Joshua's fights, for the majority of them, he's been on the front foot. He's been on the front foot. Has anyone seen Joshua fight off the back foot? Has anyone seen Joshua's game on the back foot? We've seen Klitschko on the front foot. We've seen Klitschko on the back foot. You've seen Klitschko from side to side. A lot of people just think Joshua's going to stand in the middle of the ring and just knock Klitschko over. Now, hold on. If that was the case, then there are other fighters more experienced than Joshua who should have knocked Klitschko over. The only thing that is a problem for this fight, I think, the only thing for Klitschko is the age. The rest, the year out, now it's probably done in the world of good. It's given a man like Klitschko re-energized. And I think you're going to get a better Klitschko than who fought against Tyson Fury. One, because of a number of factors. One, Joshua doesn't move his head. Doesn't move his head. Upright. So Klitschko's going to find a space for that jab very early. He'll find the jab early. He'll line Joshua up early. He's used all through his career. Klitschko likes guys who are big and tall and like this will come at him. He doesn't like movers. So unless Joshua's going to change his whole game up and he's going to start moving, Joshua's going to be quite flat-footed, coming forward and look to land big bombs. Okay? Klitschko will find a space for that jab early and bring movement. So when the left jab starts to find a home and then the right hand is dropped, the question is, let's go back to all the sparring rumors. Let's hope for Joshua fans that all those sparring rumors are sparring rumors. This is the biggest puncher he's going to face in his whole career as a pro. He's going to be going against Dr. Steelhammer. There's a reason why he's called Steelhammer, because he knocks people out with that big right hand and that left hook. If you listen to Dillian Whyte, Dillian Whyte says the right side of Anthony Joshua is his weak point. I can assure you now, the Klitschko camp are looking for the left hook to knock Joshua out with. The left hook. The left hook is the key punch here for Klitschko. The key punch. If you go back to the amateurs where he got wobbled, it was the left hook he got caught with. The left hook is what's going to call. I think it's going to uncork Joshua, in my opinion. I think there's a difference between being a prospect and a guy learning his game on the trade, or on the road. Sorry, you learn your game on the road. Well, you can't be learning your game on the road. Well, he was learning his game on the road before the Klitschko fight. So between the Tyson Fury fight, okay, and the Klitschko fight now with him, he's gained such experience. So what's prepared him for Klitschko? Dominic Brazil, Molina, and Dillian Whyte. Have those guys prepared him for an all-time great? I don't think so. And there's a difference between a good fighter and a great fighter. Klitschko is a great fighter. Age, maybe so. But when you put the tools together and you look at the two fighters, Klitschko's got better footwork. He's got a better jab. He's got proven power with both hands at world level. He's fought the better opponents. He's got the better experience. The only thing Joshua brings to this fight is youth and potentially power. But the power can only be effective if he's allowed to land it. Oh, and Charles Martin, of course. I forgot the Charles Martin fight. So I think that the big question mark in this fight is what happens. A lot of people expecting Joshua to come out and hit Klitschko. What happens if Klitschko comes out and hits Joshua first on the chin? What happens if those rumors about sparring him getting chinned by Okoli and getting chinned by Fraser Clark and getting chinned by David Price? Now, if David Price chinned him in sparring, this is David Price. These are things that people need to think about. I just think, for me, you need to get experience. And I don't think Joshua's got enough high caliber fights behind him yet to beat Klitschko. And I actually think that Klitschko, I think Klitschko on the night, I think a lot of people are behind the Joshua hype. But when you're logical about things, you're talking about Klitschko's an all-time great. All-time great against a guy who's on his way up. Have they timed it right? They may have done. And if Joshua wins, I'm going to be the first to say that is a great performance. But I don't think it's going to happen. Because, to be honest, he doesn't move his head, doesn't move his feet, doesn't give angles, which he's got to do. And Klitschko likes control. And if he can get on that jab early, and he can get the land and he can land that right hand early, the fight could be over early. This could be a masterclass from Klitschko. If Klitschko's got anything left, I think we're going to see the best Klitschko in a while. And like I said before, I expect Klitschko to win this fight by knockout inside 6. So if you're going for the knockout, if you're going to come out and go for the knockout, then you're going to walk onto something. And Klitschko's movement, hand speed, experience, Klitschko by KO inside 6. That's my prediction for the fight. Joshua isn't that slow, I know, but you know, you're watching things through a fan perspective and not dissect yourself. Look at his fight against Dominic Brazil. He was missing lots of punch against Dominic Brazil, and Brazil was only giving him a little bit of movement. Go back and look at the Brazil fight. Go back. That's the fight you want to look at. That's the fight. What does he do when he's backed up? Klitschko's never beaten a great fighter. Okay. Then if he knocks Joshua out, are you going to call Joshua a great fight he knocked out? How many great fighters were there in the heavyweight division that Klitschko fought in Klitschko's era? How many great fighters do he have? His brother fought a lot of the fighters, remember? So I'm going with Klitschko by knockout. I don't think it's as close a fight as everyone's calling it to be. I think Klitschko's going to do a brutal number on Anthony Joshua. I really hope I'm wrong. I hope Klitschko is wrong. Klitschko is proven. I'm proven wrong at Klitschko, but Klitschko is an all-time great. And on next Saturday night, he's going to show just why he's an all-time great, and just why there's levels to this game, and that being in the gym and just getting big muscles and knocking over a few guys gives you the right to go and fight Klitschko and believe you can beat him. I don't think so. I don't think Josh has had enough time. I don't think he's had enough testing fights. The only testing fight he's had is Dillian Whyte. And if that's Klitschko hitting you on the chin and Dillian Whyte, fight is over. And remember, I keep telling you people over and over and over again, Dillian Whyte was injured before he went into that fight. And he's still able to help Joshua. So I'm going Joshua. I'm getting Klitschko by KO here and inside 6. I just think at the end of the day, I think that the other thing you can't buy is world championship experience. This is his first real main world championship fight. Between now and fight time, Klitschko's been there before. Joshua's nerves and all this stuff is going to be racing around his head. Is he going to make mistakes in the fight? Is he going to be nervous? Is he going to be tentative? Will it be Klitschko that runs out from the first round and hits Joshua in the gym? Those are things that people look at. He's a wily old fox, Klitschko, and the things behind the dressing room that we done to unsettle Joshua. I tell you, this fight will probably be won outside the ring rather than inside the ring. People talk about AJ speed, but speed. The thing that beats speed is timing. But even before speed, for you to land your shots with any power, you've got to get a good footing. Right? A good footing. Yeah? Klitschko's got better footwork than Joshua. Okay? So Joshua might be chasing Klitschko around the ring. AJ hasn't fought anyone in the top 5. He won't be able to do it in the UK, bro. You want to bet? You want to bet? You sit there. Duran Dillian caught AJ. He was walking Dillian down, sticking his tongue out. Yeah, Dillian was injured in the fight. Dillian White was injured in the fight. Great counter punch with speed, catches people off guard. That's good for celebrity come dancing. The minute he gets hit on the chin, all those rumors that were going around about the sparring rumors, I don't want to hear anybody say afterwards. All these people who hyping up AJ at the moment, all those people, and you talk about Klitschko being intimidated by 90,000 people. How do you know Joshua's not going to get intimidated by 90,000 people? I don't get it. I don't get it. I really don't get it, guys. I'm going with Klitschko by KO inside 6. But let me hear what other people are saying. That's what I'm saying. Klitschko within 6. And you'll also hear first here. Klitschko loses. I'm the first to say, Anthony Joshua, my son, you have arrived. You have arrived. You have arrived. Because you've actually beat somebody. I don't want to hear, oh, well, Klitschko's out. Yeah, no. Klitschko was focused. He was hungry. He was obsessed. He was dangerous. He can punch and he can box. So for me, Joshua wins this fight, hands up. But I don't see it somehow. I really don't. And I hope all these people are jumping on the anti-Joshua bandwagon today. Don't go missing on the post-fight. I hope they don't go missing. I hope they don't say Joshua's a bum. I hope they don't say Joshua had no chin. I hope they don't say those things. I really hope they don't say that. I really hope to God they don't. Because we've got a culture on YouTube of people that like to follow the O. They follow the O. Yeah? Well, there's an O. And they look at highlight reels and people getting knocked over. But they don't analyze boxing. They won't look at the footwork or a guy puts punches together or where a guy gets leverage to throw his punches or where a guy's got weaknesses. All they see is the knockovers. They don't actually study the fight. And for me, I just don't see Joshua using his. Look, Joshua doesn't move his head. He doesn't move his head. He doesn't move his head. And for you to throw punches, you've got to use your feet. Right? No matter how fast your hands are, your feet have got to take you there. Your feet have got to get you into position. Your feet have got to get you out of position. Now, the minute he got buzzed by Dillian White, where was his feet? Where did his feet take him? He stood right in front of Dillian White. See, how dare people compare Tyson Fury to Anthony Joshua? That means people don't know exactly what they're talking about. Tyson Fury, he can fight orthodox, he can fight southpaw. What beats timing then, Ingram? What beats timing? What's the word again? Perception. Perception or anticipation beats timing. Anticipation beats timing. That's what beats timing, anticipating. Knowing when a person's about to throw the shot to be able to anticipate it. Anticipate the counter. That's what it is. So the word is anticipation is the word. Joshua plods in and plods out. That's what he does. That's what he does. Don't make fighters to be something that they're not. He's a plodder, right? But Joshua beat White over 1 year ago, and he was saying he was only British level then. People are saying that he's world level in only 1 year. Casuals. Well, how the hell can he have gone world? What did he do to become world level fight since the Brazilian White fight? Okay, what did he do? He beat Charles Martin. He beat Dominic Brazil. I want you to go back and look at the Brazil fight. I want you all talk about hand speed. Go back and look at the Dominic Breazeale fight. Go back, turn the volume down, watch the Dominic Breazeale fight. How many punches did Joshua miss Breazeale with? And while he was putting those punches together, think about how defensively defensively vulnerable he is. Don't look at the big punches going in. Look about how he's throwing the punches and look at what Breazeale's doing. Breazeale didn't throw any punches back. When he did, he was always finding a home for the right hand and the left jab. Go back and look at the Breazeale fight. Go back and watch the Breazeale fight. AZ, he looked so far above the top 10, 20 guys, he's got to be considered world level. He would, but he would have to have the power to keep AJ off. Exactly. Whereas Klitschko has got that power. Demolish Molina, who gave another champion problems. Let me ask you a question. Can I ask you a question? Can I ask you a question? You go back, do you watch these fights or do you just love AJ's muscles? Because Molina had no intentions to come and win that fight. He had no intentions. He was a fall guy. Look at Molina the first 10 seconds of the fight. Ding, ding, round one, his foot is going and touching the ropes. Is that a guy that's come to win when they damn well had the Klitschko fight set up and Klitschko was in the audience? Come on, don't chat crap to me, man. Oh, boy. Baylor, keep this up. I subscribe to you. You know what you're talking about when it comes to boxing. Enough of these casuals. So Areola is world level now. Wait, Areola. I see how you people like to carry on. Areola, when he fought Vitaly Klitschko, was rated going to be the next Mexican champion, right, heavyweight champion. When he fought Bermane Stiverne, he was guaranteed to beat Bermane Stiverne. People got a short memory. Areola has never been the world's fittest fighter. Areola has never been a guy that's coming to the ring in shape. He's never been Mr. Muscle. Areola possessed a good chin and good punching power. He derailed the Seth Mitchell train, right? He got rid of Seth Mitchell, took Seth Mitchell out of boxing. And guess what? Seth Mitchell was knocking all these people out, but he had a dodgy chin. And then when he met Areola and Areola hit him on the chin, it's a whole different ball game. What do you reckon the game plan is for each? I think the game plan for Vladimir for Anthony Joshua, he'll be told by his camp, look, get behind the jab, get inside of Klitschko's mind, hit him, hurt him early, rough him up. That's what Joshua will be told. Don't try and stand and jab with Klitschko. If Joshua decides to stand on the outside of Klitschko and jab with Klitschko, he's lost the fight. He has lost the fight because it's Klitschko fight. Joshua's best chance, first round, get out there, double up the jab, get on the inside of Klitschko and rough Klitschko up. That's got to be Joshua's only way of winning the fight and trying to bully Klitschko. On the flip side, for Klitschko, he's got to keep Joshua at the end of his jab and on the right hand. And find a space for that left hook. Find a space for that left hook. But he's got to drop a right hand early on Joshua. Hurt him early. As soon as Joshua is hurt by Klitschko, it's over. Because Klitschko is a brutal finisher. Brutal. Azan says, that's what Joshua will be told. Well, what will Joshua be told then, Azan? You know so much about boxing. What will he do? Tell me, Azan, what will Joshua do? Have you seen Joshua do anything else in his career apart from put the hands up and trot forward and throw big punches? What else have you seen Joshua do? I haven't seen him dominate a fight behind the left jab alone. I haven't seen any of that stuff because he hasn't needed to. Can you give your prediction in percentages for Ingram? 75-25% Joshua. Klitschko. I'm going to go 75% Klitschko. I'm going with experience. I'm going with levels. I'm going with proven class. I'm going with knowing between two guys in a tough bout. I know that Klitschko has been dropped, he's got up, and he's won fights. something that I said Lennox Lewis and Mike Tyson have never done. And Mike is idolized around the world. Klitschko got up, and Mike's got a great chin, but Klitschko got up and has won fights. Mike never did it. Lennox never did it. So this is something I like to say. All the muscles short, yeah, but he doesn't need to use it. Azan, so you're telling me all the great fighters in history need to have a left jab, right? All the great fighters in history need a left jab. Any great fighter needs a left jab. Key. And there's insult to Frank Bruner, because Frank Bruner actually had a great left jab. It was one of his best shots with his left jab. All this talk about AJ just being a muscle man is dumb. No, I'm not saying he's a muscle man. But when you're talking about what the other guys got, in comparison, you talk about all-time great. Joshua just not need to use it all for most of his opponents, as it's not required and a waste. Yes, because of his opponents have been poor opposition so far. This breakdown is so biased. He hasn't even said what Joshua's good points are. I've told you what his good points are. I've told you that he's young, he's hungry, he's fearless. I've said also Joshua will go in with the mindset of seek and destroy. But I can't give you any more than that, because I haven't seen Joshua fight any really decent opponents. I mean, he fought Dillian Whyte, fine. But that's it. I can't say to you, I saw the Dominic Breazeale fight, and what I saw for the Dominic Breazeale fight is that he's not defensively responsible. He's a guy that comes and throws a lot of punches, Joshua, but has not learnt yet of when to throw shots and when not to throw shots. Go look at the Breazeale fight. He kept getting caught with counters all through that fight. So I'm looking at someone with Klitschko who's had 64 fights versus a guy who's got 18 fights. Come on, I mean, what more? I'm not. He's got 18 fights, and in the 18 fights and the opposition, how many opposition guys that he's actually stood up to him? Dillian Whyte and Dominic Breazeale. That's it. So what do you want me to tell you more? You're trying to make me wring from a dry sponge water. I can't. So even though I'm not being biased, I'm just not giving you the bullshit a lot of people have fed you. That's all. Klitschko's not an all-time great. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, AJ's got power and youth, but gets beaten every other department. I've said it. He's not an all-time great. Well, I'm going to call him an all-time great. I'm sorry. I will call Klitschko all-time great. I'm not going to tell you he's the top of the all-time greats. I think his brother's better than him, but I say he's an all-time great heavyweight. Well, okay. Okay, then. Are you going to call Mike Tyson all-time great heavyweight if you want to go there? Are you going to call Mike Tyson all-time great heavyweight? Got beat by Lewis, got beat by Holyfield, got beat by Buster Douglas, got beat by Danny Williams, got beat by, what's his name? What's the Irish guy? Kevin McBride. Are you going to talk about all-time greats? Okay, so, I mean, where are we going with this? I don't care about, it's an opinion. If you want me to kiss ass about Anthony Joshua, leave my channel now and go elsewhere and hear somebody sit down and tell you Joshua's got big muscles and oh, he looks so great in sparring. Oh, he looks so great in the pad. No, I'm not going to tell you that. I'm going to tell you my opinion. And pads don't hit back. Pads don't hit you on the chin. And if Klitschko goes out there and puts one on his chin, we're going to see then. It's not like you haven't seen the warning signs. How can a man jump from being a year ago being British level, I'm not ready for Klitschko, to a year later being ready for Klitschko and fought who? In that year period that's made him ready. And how many rounds has he gone? Has he done a 12-rounder? Has he been put under severe pressure? Has his skills been tested to the limit? No. So how can you say this guy is even ready? He's even ready to be fighting Klitschko. So I don't agree. I really don't agree with a lot of this hype. Not saying for you to agree with me, because a lot of you guys coming here with the agenda, AJ's so great and AJ's so wonderful. And may I take you back to David Price. Back to David Price a few years ago. Go back and go on. You guys who like to look at YouTube, go back to YouTube and go back watch David Price when David Price was knocking the likes of Audley Harrison over, and people said, David Price, he's ready for the Klitschkos. And then he gets done by Tony Thompson, and now David Price, nobody wants to talk about him. Just because he got hit on the chin. And we knew Price had chin problems from the amateur days. We knew Price has getting beaten up in the gym by Pulev and getting chinned in the gym. Okay, they're sparring rumors. It doesn't matter. And then we get it against Thompson, and then nobody now wants to talk about David Price. No comparison. What do you mean no comparison? What do you mean no comparison? Of course, it's a comparison, because people were hyping David Price up. Yes, Joshua's won a world title. Not knocking that. Not disputing that. Never rated David Price personally. Well, okay. It's true Hearn doesn't think much of Fury, so they think AJ will beat him. Joshua has bigger muscles than David Price, though. Problem solved. Ben, let me give you a round of applause, brother. That deserves a round of applause. Listen. Joshua's lost this in the run-up following Vlad's orders at press conference and gloves are off. Thoughts? I don't know about that. I don't know about that. I think Joshua is... I don't know what he's like mentally. I don't know mentally what Joshua is like. But I'll tell you something. If you look at okay, maybe I'm seeing this from a different perspective because maybe I've seen inside the Klitschko camp. I've seen things inside the Klitschko camp. There are things that worry me for Joshua. Klitschko has chin problems also. Really? Well, can you show me what these chin problems are? Because, okay, he got knocked out by Lamont Brewster. Lamont Brewster could punch. If he had chin problems, shouldn't he have got knocked out by Samuel Peter? I mean, when was the last time Klitschko got knocked out? All these chin problems you're talking about. I don't think Klitschko's got chin problems. I don't think Klitschko's got chin problems at all. I don't. Klitschko's not touched canvas in 12 years. Okay, so Klitschko's got chin problems. Okay, all right, stay there and field yourself into Klitschko's got chin problems. Joshua's still got to reach the chin first. Stay there, and when he comes to reach for the chin, he may reach short. I'm telling you, what punch will end it? Looking for the left hook. AJ boxes like a young Vlad who was knocked out by Corey Sanders. AJ's pretending to be intimidated. I don't know. He did get walled by Pulev's jab in face, and then what happened after he got rocked by Pulev's jab? Straight after that, wasn't Pulev on the canvas? I think he was. What will Hearn say when Joshua loses? Dare to be great. Klitschko's chin. Well, if Klitschko's got chin problems, then so has Mike Tyson and so has Lennox Lewis. Two guys whose chins let them down when they got dropped because they didn't get up to win fights. I keep saying that, but I have heard nobody come back with that yet. So if Klitschko's got chin problems, then Tyson, then Lennox Lewis and Mike Tyson have got serious chin problems. And by the way, why do people start jumping and say, "Oh, Tyson Fury's got a dodgy chin and got dropped by Cunningham"? He got up and won a fight, didn't he? Mike Tyson and Lennox Lewis never did that in any of their career. So there we go. Hello, old bro. These AJ bum boys can chat shit all day, every day. I think AJ is going to dispatch of Klitschko in 6 rounds by KO in a more spectacular fashion than Fury did. Then everybody will forget about Fury because he's a one-hit wonder and irrelevant. It feels like AJ backers are being disrespected here. We're not Sky Sports casuals or big muscle fans. We just like seeing great talent. Great talent. If you're going to call him great talent, who has he been great against? Okay, Usain Bolt. You know, we call him a great runner, the greatest runner of all time, the fastest man of all time, because he went against opposition, which were ultimately just as good. But he blew them away, which made him great. Okay, are you saying that Molina's a great fighter? A Molina who ran to the ropes and the Klitschko fighters when he lined up, he came with intention to win. Come on. Come on. The only guy out of all those guys apart from any real opposition was Dillian Whyte, and that was an injured Dillian Whyte. That's it. Ingram, Klitschko was sparring 6'6". was sparring 6'6" sparring partners for both of his Council Fury matches and this training camp. So he's been ready for AJ for a year. Thoughts? My thoughts are that I like what I'm hearing and what I'm seeing from the camp. I've never seen Uncle James Elibashir looking so delighted. I've never seen such unity in the Klitschko camp. And the fact they're sparring with guys that are 20, 21, 22, and these guys are coming over with real ambitions to take Klitschko's head off, right? I think Klitschko's prepared excellently for camp. I think Bashir's had more input in this camp than that's then been let on. Bashir has repeatedly said to me that I'm really excited about this camp, really excited. And he said, and I've interviewed Bashir, since 2012? Since 2012 to 2017, I've never seen James Bashir so excited. He told me he was concerned about Klitschko when he fought Tyson Fury, where his concerns were founded. He said he didn't like the preparation with Jennings. We saw that Klitschko didn't look great against Jennings. He said we'll see. He said that Pulev will see a spectacular performance from Klitschko. We saw that, and he's saying against Joshua we'll see something spectacular there. And I'm going to go with Mr. Bashir on that one. Dillian Whyte knew AJ better than others and knew he could hurt him. The self-belief and determination. He did, and he was injured. He was injured. His shoulder was injured, and he still went in against Joshua. Vlad's had enough camps to prepare. I say so too. If Joshua lands clean on Vlad, he's going to hurt him, and may you put him down. At least admit that. If he lands, but you don't just walk in and hit Klitschko on the chin. This guy's he's the master of defense in terms of not getting hit on the chin. His whole thing is about that. For you to get yourself hit on the chin, you've got to get yourself in position. And remember, when you'll see. Pulev is average. Okay. Ayo, what happens when Vlad lands on Joshua? Joshua won't land the punch he normally does. He won't. He won't. Vlad rules through a shit era. It's a new day, Ingram. Wake up and smell the coffee. Okay. You notice how ineffective Klitschko was against Fury? Because Fury, I'm not going there again. I spent a whole time explaining that. I'm not going there again about Fury. I don't want to talk about Fury no more. I broke down a whole Fury explanation. I'm not going there again. It took 7 rounds for so-called power puncher AJ to finally knock down Brazil and Dillian Whyte. Where's the power? If he doesn't take a clean shot, is there a chance that a barrage of blows from AJ could rattle Vlad? I don't think so. I just don't see it that way. I can't wait for this fight to happen. Well, I can't wait for it to happen. And all these people here that are saying Klitschko's finished, Klitschko's done, I see a lot of them to be crying Sunday morning. There'll be a lot of people crying. I agree. If Vlad lands either hand, it's over for AJ. But he's a live dog here. This is the first guy in AJ's career that punches with both hands, not injured, better footwork, better jab, proven world-class fighter. How many proven world-class fighters has AJ fought? Name them for me. Bring them up. That have ruled the heavyweight rules for 10 years. Name me how many of those type of guys that Joshua's fought. Name me one. Let's go. Name me one. Name me one. I'm waiting. One guy. Okay. Vinny says Vlad was unless against Fury because he was hard to hit. Bum. He didn't go all out and throw. I know he doesn't unless he's really sure he could land, but he was shy. He was shy because I told you Fury's head work, head movement, and footwork, and switching from orthodox to southpaw. That is what the problem is. He was unpredictable, and Klitschko couldn't find a place for his jab. Joshua's not going to give him that sort of movement because Klitschko's going to have a jab out there for him. He'll find the jab and the right hand. different fighters. A lot of people crying, LOL. Gary Cornish, undefeated British Scottish bloke, who Dave Allen chinned within 30 seconds of a sparring session. Okay, let's go. Dillian White is not even a hard puncher. You took 8 rounds to KO cruiserweight after. People believe in the Sky Sports narrative. I know. How many people did Tyson Fury face when he beat Vlad? I'm glad you asked that question, Jim Wilson. Tyson Fury fought his way up the ladder. He actually fought his way up the ladder. And I thought he had all the experiences. Tyson went 12 rounds. Joshua hasn't been 12 rounds. Tyson's been down in fights before he fought Klitschko and got up in fights and won. Tyson was prepared from being a prospect to a genuine challenger for the World Heavyweight Championship to go on and become champion. He had hard, grueling, testing fights on his way up. Okay? Joshua has had that. I keep saying that. How many? Oh, dear. Somebody said here, let me pull you apart. I think you're lost. You thought Chisora would beat Fury. And yeah, but hello, I looked at Fury and told him in his face why I thought Chisora would beat him. What did Fury do in the night? Different game plan. Turned southpaw, took the right hand away from Chisora, right? And he told me in the interview, when I interviewed, he says, I've got a plan for Chisora. He turned southpaw, took the right hand away from him, and all the right hands were hitting Chisora's shoulder, Tyson Fury's shoulder. So yeah, and I sat down and told Tyson Fury to his face, a lot of you people on here wouldn't do that. I said to him, I thought Chisora would beat him. But I also said Klitschko would beat Fury. What's your point? Idiot. I know AJ Styles a lot easier for Vlad. I'd say 60-40 in Vlad's favor, but I have faith in AJ's mind. I think that he's secretly worried. AJ is mentally right for this. His chin is a big concern for me. There you go. It just shows your lack of judgment. Really? Does it? So let me hear your scorecards for the last 10 fights, for example, what you've judged. How can we trust you now? You know, I've never heard people talk such crap. You tune in and watch Sky week in, week out, tell you who is a world-class fighter and who isn't a world-class fighter. You listen to them tell you that how Crawler can beat Linares, right? You sit down and listen to that crap. You sit down and listen to them tell you that how Joe Gallagher's a world-class trainer, right? You got the nerve to come on here and me talking live and being honest with you and giving my honest opinion when these guys are paid not to give their honest opinion, but to promote the fighters that are on the shows. And you're going to come and challenge, say that to me? Get out of my face, man. Get out of my face, man. Talking crap to me. How can we trust you now? Did I ask you to trust me? Did I ask you to trust me? I'm giving you my opinion. Did I say, trust my opinion? Did I say that? I'm giving an opinion. As you're giving your opinion, how can I trust your opinion? I don't understand. People do talk some garbage. How can you trust my opinion? Well, I didn't say trust my opinion. At what point did I say trust my opinion? You have been invariably wrong for the last 3 years, and so has Sky Sports team. What's your point? And so have been most of the media, and so weathermen. Weathermen have told us we're going to have storms and floods, and sometimes it doesn't happen. What's your point? I've been invariably wrong. We've all been invariably wrong. Did I don't know on this channel. Does it say the perfect prediction? No, it doesn't say that. Does it say on this channel he's got it right 100% of the time? No. In fact, give me a guy who's got 100% predictions right all the time over the last 10 years. It's just you're making a final verdict on what I think, what my thoughts are, what my opinions are. That's what people are tuning in for, to hear what I think. If I get it wrong, I'm the first to tell you I got it wrong. But if you get it wrong, I'm sure I probably won't see your face again. You'll probably be crying in the morning. Invariable. Invariable is the key word. Invariable. Do you think Vlad will retire after this? Well, it depends. I mean, if he wins, he might not. Depends how he wins. If Vlad loses, how does he lose? Vlad retires on his stall. If he's going to lose, he'll retire on his stall. I think he retires on his stall. I expect your opinion. I just think some people want to see you flipped. Oh dear. If Vlad wins, he's going straight for Wilder. If Vlad wins and he goes for Wilder, I feel sorry for Wilder. Well, I feel sorry for Wilder. I really do. I think Vlad's a yeah. The keyboard warriors, bro, they really love you really. That's why they want to hear you. You're bang on, bro. You're bang on, bro. Hey, let's give you a round of applause for that, son. Give you a round of applause. Listen, I'm not sitting here and telling you I don't think AJ can. I think it's impossible that AJ can win the fight. It's not impossible because he's in the ring, so there's a possibility. But the chances, I think, are highly unlikely because I think the better all-round fighter is in the ring. Here's a guy that I know can box his way to 12 rounds. Proven. Here's a guy I know that can clinch for 12 rounds. Proven. Here's a guy who's fought a variety of styles in his career. Here's a guy who's reigned at the top for 10 years. Proven. Here's a guy that has been in big fight atmospheres. Okay? Here's a guy that knows what it takes to win the heavyweight championship of the world. Here's a guy who knows what it takes to knock out unbeaten fighters. So he's not going to be faced because AJ's got muscles. He's not going to be faced because AJ's a world champion. He's not going to. There's nothing that AJ has got that Vladimir Klitschko hasn't seen before. On the flip side, AJ is fighting guys that he's fighting a guy that will show him a different look. A guy that's gone 12 rounds. A guy that's reigned for over 10 years as heavyweight champion of the world. A guy who's considered by some in the top 10 or top 20 all-time great heavyweights. A guy that punches with either hand. A guy that's got arguably better footwork and better jab than him. A guy that's fought better opponents than himself. And a guy he's not even sure himself he can win against. That is a different mix. And in front of 90,000 people, well, some people excel at in front of 90,000 people. But I can tell you, Ingram, you don't sound as convinced. Ingram, you don't sound quite what? You don't sound quite as convincing good. Convinced good it be that we are turning you what? I don't know what you're saying. Losers will batter both Vladimir and Joshua. Case closed. LOL. Look at the state of his face. I like Lennox. I love Lennox. Tony Thompson, again, movement, footwork, southpaw. Moves the head. Can punch. Tony Thompson, don't go there. Veteran, experience, don't go there. Please don't. Come on, Ingram, it's common sense. Joshua's younger, stronger, and more vibrant than Klitschko. He's younger, stronger, and more vibrant than Klitschko. Right, of course. Experiences are useful if you learn from them and implement what you have learned. Yes, mate. It sounds to me that you are a computer geek. No disrespect, but you sound like a computer geek. You sound like one of these guys. Implement. You sound very clinical, but I don't know if you've ever seen a boxing gym or boxing ring before. I suspect that experience is a non-issue, really. Okay. Just because you're experienced lover doesn't mean you're gonna please a woman better than someone with a 12-inch dingling. Well, I don't know about that. I don't know about your personal experiences, but I haven't had any problem in my career. I'd like to think I'm still undefeated in my career, to be quite honest. But there you go. Implementation. And whoever can implement the game plan will win, but it's dangerous for AJ, no doubt. I'm an AJ fan, but I know the danger of studying their game close. Just hope momentum and confidence with youth. Yeah. Is Joshua hiding glass? He's weak on this right side. There we go. AJ has been a champion for more years. Vlad has been a champion for more years than AJ starting boxing. Vlad by KO. Heavyweight will see the return of Tyson Fury. Well, I don't want to see the return of Tyson Fury until he's going head straight and he's in great shape and he's ready to go. I don't want to see Tyson Fury. Said it 1,000 times. And oh dear. We're back. I don't know what happened there. Again, it keeps cutting out. It's to do, I'm sure it's to do with Windows, but there you go. We're back. So as I was saying, I can't remember what I was saying. I was saying something. I can't remember what I was saying. Someone remind me in the chat. Let me see quickly. Curtis. So much hype over one fight. Hold on. I'm back now. Don't worry. That's to do with this Windows 10.3. Don't know what's going on with Windows 10.3. I should be back now. What's going on? Here we go. Matchroom hackers. There we go. We're back. Don't quite know what's going on there. Let's do this Windows 10.3, I think. What's your problem with Joshua? You seem to be very eager for him to lose. Oh, I'm not going there again. I'm going to have to avoid some of these comments now because it's just pointless. Curtsides. Thank you very much, Rob. Appreciate that. Jeff Conway. So much hype over this fight. One man that's not that good and over the hill against a guy that hasn't faced anyone of note. Okay. I like Mike Tyson. I like Matchroom hackers. Possibly. Who knows? Any rumors in the AJ sparring rumors? We're going to find out Saturday night. We're going to find next Saturday night. Bet Eddie Hearn shares in Microsoft. Conspiracy. Yeah, it is quite a conspiracy, isn't it? I just think that everyone who asked AJ, they asked the question about the sparring rumors. They kept it all very quiet. But if you look at the Lawrence Okoli interview, for example, see Lawrence Okoli wasn't Dubois. One of them boys, they were interviewing him and they asked him, "Did you actually knock Joshua out in sparring?" And you look into his eyes, and his eyes shifts the other way. I think these guys under a contract that says you cannot talk about it. There's a non-disclosure contract that they sign, so that's quite possible. They don't want that. They don't want that about their brand getting out. Vlad's team seem very confident. They are. Honest question, do you think age will affect this fight to a significant extent? Well, if you mean age meaning going 12 rounds, then inexperience, yeah, age might be a problem. Lack of experience. I thought Klitschko would have knocked out Fury in the rematch, and Fury bitched out. No, we'll never know. We'll never know how that fight would have gone. So, is Errol Spence the best at 147 in your opinion? I don't know. We're going to find out soon enough. We're going to find out soon enough. Okolie and Dubois both had him on his feet, I heard. Maybe Joyce too, if Fury is right. Ingram, Joyce's facing yesterday evening says he K'd Femi too. This is what I'm saying. How many people do you keep hearing? I mean, if you hear one rumor, okay, 2 rumors, 3 rumors, 4 rumors, 5 rumors, they can't all be rumors. Okolie, Dubois, Price, Joe Joyce, 4 guys. And then Tyson says you got beat up in sparring by Joshua. I mean, all these stories keep coming out, right? They keep coming out over and over. And look at the guys when you ask them the question: Did you hurt Joshua in sparring, or did you hurt him in sparring? Look into one. Don't listen to the interviewer. Turn the volume down and look at their eyes. Look at what their eyes do the minute they're asked the question. The eyes are the key to the soul. Watch the eyes, man. I mean, I've been talking to Dave Allen for years before Dave Allen got on Sky. And we were talking, Dave, go back and check the interviews I did with Dave Allen, right? Even Dave Allen said that he was able to walk down and walk through Joshua's punches. So that'll tell you something. That's why it's BS. Well, got dropped the amateurs by Dillian White, got knocked out in the amateurs, badly rocked in the amateurs. I mean, I don't know. I believe it. No, I didn't hear about that one. Ingram, I feel sorry for you. You are enslaved by opinions and rumors. No, not all. Do you know, it's funny. Some people in this world think that all I do is sit behind a keyboard and talk to you. And if that were true, then you probably would be right. The fact that I don't, and that after over 1,000 interviews on the channel and talking to some of the top names in the world of boxing, listening to interviews and talking to other guys and talking to them off the camera, there's certain information you get to understand. And I don't really actually what's the word? I don't think I have to justify anything to you. Let's put it this way. So yeah, in sparring, you're trying stuff out. Dave Allen is talking shit. All right, fair enough. Ingram just parrots what they hear on IFL interviews. Okay, fair enough. If that's what you believe, Leon Clark, I thought you were a better man than that. I thought you were a bit more sensible than that, but clearly not. I think you've got caught up in a hype as people do in boxing before boxing fights and get a bit hyped and carried away. Okay, well, I hope you're all going to be around for when this fight is over, either one way or the other. But yeah, Victor Oscar Valdez is fighting this weekend. Right. So biased, you don't even consider Vlad's age. No, because I don't. Because in the heavyweight division, if you know the history of heavyweight boxing, you've got George Foreman, who won the heavyweight championship of the world at 45 years old. You've got Shannon Briggs at 45, fighting for the heavyweight championship of the world. You've got Bernard Hopkins, who reigned as light heavyweight champion for a long while, and he was in his 40s. It's not about your age, it's about how you look after your body. And Vladimir Klitschko don't smoke or drink or do drugs. He's looked after his body. So when you talk about age, he's a young man and he doesn't get himself caught in wars. So I don't want to hear anything about age. If you're going to bring an argument of age, then bring, and he's had a year of rest So his body's rejuvenated, you know. So I don't. If he's a guy that was having a war after war, why don't people talk about Pacquiao's age? Pacquiao's got how many fights he's had and how many wars has he been in? I don't. You know, people are quite. They see what they want to see and hear what they want to hear. So I've given you my opinion. If you don't like my opinion, tough. With my opinion on this channel, these are my thoughts. This is what you tune in for, and I'm going Vladimir Klitschko by knockout. It's logic. Athletes wear out with age. No getting away from it. All right. Well, we'll see. We'll see. I suspect you won't come back if your boy gets knocked out, but everyone's an expert. As far as I'm concerned, it's just an opinion. This is my opinion. I respect you think George Foreman won the title at 45. He was a different fighter, but a different experience there. Bayloric, just viewing. Who's going to win on the 29th? KO or full length? I'm going with, I've gone for Klitschko because I think I think Klitschko's the better boxer. I think he's got a better jab. I think he's got better footwork. I think he's got more experience. I think he punches with both hands. And I think that he will be able to control Joshua more than he'll be able to control someone like Fury and Jennings, because those both guys were movers. Those guys move, are a bit more unpredictable. Whereas I think that Joshua is pretty comfortable, pretty straight, moves in straight lines, doesn't give you lateral movement, doesn't move the head, okay? And he's vulnerable to the left hook. That's why I think Josh Klitschko stands a very good chance in this fight. So there's a huge lot of unknowns about Joshua, but I'm working with the guy that I know. See, you know, I'm going based on what I see is a better fighter. If you're going to sit there and tell me that Joshua's a better fighter, then okay, fine. That's your opinion. That's new age thoughts. If you believe that, fine. But I'm going with the guy who's got the better jab. The guy who's got the better footwork. I'm going with the guy who's got better movement. By the way, go look at my prediction video for Danny Jacobs versus Gennady Golovkin. And when everyone was telling me Danny Jacobs was going to get knocked out in a few rounds, and Danny Jacobs, I said Danny Jacobs is going to give Gennady Golovkin his toughest fight. His movement is going to give Gennady Golovkin's he's going to give us horrors. I did say it would be a difficult fight. I said it, but hey, nobody listened to me. I thought I was talking crap as usual. Same people. So, are you saying to me that Anthony Joshua is better on his feet than Vladimir Klitschko? Are you going to sit there and tell me that? Okay. You know what? Joshua has way better movement than Klitschko. That's it. I'm done. Thank you all so much for tuning in to BWTM. We appreciate you. You know what? Actually, people say I don't like to take criticism. Let me listen to you a second. All right. All right, hold on. Joshua has better movement than... Okay. All right. You know what? You're going to get taken to school today. All right. Karim Bar. Let's talk about Joshua. What does Joshua do much better than Vladimir Klitschko? Let's just talk, first of all, head movement. Head movement. Klitschko has shown head movement in his career. He's moved his head. He's moved his head, and you see him doing a lot in training, moving his head. Joshua doesn't move his head, doesn't box with head movement. Defense. Klitschko's whole game, since he got knocked out by Ross Pruti and got brought back by Emmanuel Stewart, is about defense. Remember, Klitschko's career at first was a wrecking machine like Joshua until he got chinned. And then he realized you couldn't walk through everybody. Joshua hasn't had that experience yet where he can't walk through everybody. If you look at the Dominic Breazeale fight, footwork. If he's got such great footwork, how comes he was missing with so many shots against Breazeale? That's because Breazeale was giving him a little bit of movement. Okay? So, okay, you tell me, let's talk about this. Joshua's got slightly better movement than Valiev. Did you see the Fury fight? I saw the Fury fight, and I backed Fury to win the fight. And I told people Fury he can box from southpaw orthodox upper body movement, moves his head. Klitschko needs you to keep your head still. That's what Joshua will do. A brilliant show, bud. Thank you very much. Klitschko, better head movement. Thank you. Okay, next. Gambit is a casual. Probably thinks Lomachenko is a footballer from David, trans forever. You're full of shit. If I'm full of shit, then you're doubly full of shit. Difference between me and you is nobody can see you and everyone's tuning to watch me. So go kiss my ass. Say AJ does win. Where do you rank him amongst the crop out there? Best heavyweight in the world, because I think Klitschko is the best heavyweight in the world at the moment. Forget Tyson Fury, because he's not fighting at the moment, and until he gets past his ban and everything else, he's not fighting, so he's void. Best heavyweight in the world at the moment is Vladimir Klitschko in terms of resume, what they've done, what they've achieved, until such a time where he has been shown to be finished. I do not see the Fury fight nor the Jennings fight as guys that expose him to being finished. I see the Fury and the Jennings fight as two guys who were movers, who had good footwork. I don't see Joshua as a guy that's got great footwork. So that's where I say that. Joshua has better movement than Fury. Just make it up as you go along. Just make it up as you go along. Klitschko is jab, hold, jab, cross, hold. Okay. You know what? Do you know what I can do to you, David? I can just... Bye. Bye, David. Speed and timing. Feint, hook, hold. Who is this guy? I thought it was press conference or something. What point? Where does it say? Kevin, what point does it say? It says BWTM live. Joshua versus Klitschko, the final verdict. What point does it say press conference? Do you read the description? Big fight special, final verdict. No waiting until last moment. Tonight, the final verdict on heavyweight matchup between IBF champion Joshua and former champion Vladimir Klitschko. At what point did I say it was a press conference? Roasted. Joshua beats Klitschko in terms of speed by a factor of 5. I told you were a science genius. Oh my God. Oh my God, Fury's the best heavyweight on the planet. Not in the condition he is at the moment, he's not. Sorry. Ingram showed no mercy. If Brazil can make AJ miss, what can Klitschko do? Thank you very much. Mate, okay, so what else does Joshua do better than Klitschko? I want to hear this from Mr. Camby. I've got to hear this. The science teacher. I've got to hear it. Come on, tell me more. AJ has a superior body attack, has a compact defense, doesn't use his footwork much, but can use his feet and go in and out. And he showed against Molina, doesn't bob and weave a lot, but slips and counters. Against Molina, whose first, go and look at the Molina fight against Joshua. His first step is, his first 10 seconds, his foot's going up against the back of the ropes. Come on, man. Better footwork. Better footwork. Okay. Joshua is better at staying humble, possibly. Camber's only been watching AJ since the Martin fight. The kids knows nothing. Don't waste your time on this casual Ingram. Speed, counter punching, energy, power. Mate, what is this street fighter you're talking? Speed, counter punch, energy, power. What? What? I think it's fun. I think it's absolutely fun. AJ can run faster than Klitschko. All right, you know what? I'll tell you what. All right, I'll tell you what. Forget about all I said. Forget about all I said. I'll do this just for you people, right? Because you think I'm so biased towards AJ. I'll do this, right? It's a bit of fun, and it's good fun we'll have now. So let's do this. Let's have a bit of fun. Let's have a little bit of fun. Bit of fun in games. For the masses in here that feel that I'm totally against AJ. All right, which I'm not. So again, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to BWTM. And tonight we're going to talk about how fabulous Anthony Joshua is. Okay, Anthony Joshua is going to be fighting Vladimir Klitschko tonight. Oh, on Saturday night, next Saturday night. And for Anthony Joshua, who is supremely confident, he's unbeaten in 18 fights. He is a big strapping man with lots of big muscles. Anthony Joshua can win this fight by knockout inside the first couple of rounds if he just steams forward and throws lots of punches. And Vladimir Klitschko is really old, and Vladimir Klitschko is going to throw any punches back, and he's going to allow Joshua to walk straight in front of him and land punches. And as soon as Joshua lands, he's such a big puncher, he's going to knock Vladimir Klitschko out in the first round, and the fight's going to be all over. That's it. There you go. That's it. Good night. Now, I just did that. Now, how many people enjoy it? Don't be fake. There we go. So, there you go. Mention his muscles. Oh, God. I smell casual. I just can't do a show like that. I'm sorry. I did it. So for those people in the room who wanted me to say something nice about Joshua, I did. But I'm sorry. You didn't mention his better footwork. But I can't. I think Fury's better than Joshua. Trust me, we're cracking his corner limits with AJ. Trust me. These AJ boys remind me of a Marvel fan, never watched boxing, just fan hero they love. You know, casual fans only know Ronaldo, but Ronaldo's still the best. So you're not going to mention any of Joshua's skills. I just told you what Joshua's going to do. He's going to go forward in a straight line, and he's going to walk straight through Klitschko, and he's going to land all the big punches, and he's going to stop Klitschko in the first round. There you go. That's what you wanted to hear, innit? AJ will have to close the distance and fight on the inside because Vlad likes to fight from in range and always the jab before throwing the right hand. And if it doesn't work, Vlad lunges in with the left hook. His speed and combination. Has Joshua been cycling this time, or has Vlad made sure he's probably tested? Listen, Vlad's got his sewed up. He's sewed this up like a kipper, I'm telling you. That's more like it, Ingram. What about his counter punching? What counter punching? Against who? Someone needs to put that Vladimir on YouTube. See Joshua doing the pads the other day. McCracken needing to constantly tell Joshua to move. 2 cement blocks of feet. Listen, you're all seeing this. You're seeing it for yourselves. People who are just detach yourself for a second. I'm not saying, listen, please don't mishear what I'm saying here. I'm not saying that Joshua cannot win this fight, but I've given him 75% to 25 in terms of Klitschko. I think Klitschko's got all the experience. He's a better boxer. I think he's got better footwork. Footwork gets you into position to throw shots, get in and out of shots. I've said it already. Ingram sounds like David Haye before the Bellew fight. Haha. Got much on Vlad, bait. Small fortune, me. Oh, might do. The fight might not go more than 8 rounds. Full stop. Josh has no choice but to make this fight look easy. Klitschko has difficulty against boxers he isn't significantly taller than. I think AJ beats Klitschko in the punch variation department too. AJ has more combination sequences than Klitschko, and AJ has better inside and body work than Klitschko too. But you know something? You say that because he throws more punches, that makes him more risk to getting countered. That's why the Klitschko's only throw 1-2s, and it was Emmanuel Stewart that limited the amount of punches Klitschko was throwing. So if a master like Emmanuel Stewart has reduced the amount of punches Klitschko was throwing because he didn't put himself in a position to get countered, that's why Klitschko boxes the way he does. Joshua fights the way he does because he hasn't been clipped and knocked out yet. He hasn't got that awareness yet. So he's still very green, as you hear people say. All right? Who I reckon's got the better chin? Vlad. Experience. Oh my God, I hate that word. What do you mean you hate the word experience? So, wait. So, experience. You need experience to work in certain jobs, right? Certain levels. You need experience. Ingram is underrating the power of jollof rice. Must be a pie and mash man. Well, boy, I had my jollof rice tonight, boy, and I ate it. It was very nice. Maru, yes, mate, would be good. And also, I'm joking about the casual comments, by the way. How many punches will AJ throw in the second half of the fight? Not many. Respect for reading out the comments, though, mate. Klitschko will have to trick up his sleeve for sure. Yes, but this is a sport. Every heavyweight has punches chance. 65-35 in AJ's favor. Even if Joshua wins the bet, he'll have to vacate IBF anyway. Don't know. Ingram, come out to call in the show for a debate. You're funny. Been backing him since fight announced, and will again tomorrow if then the big fight. If AJ's in the ring after 4 rounds, AJ won't be fighting bad. He'll be fighting oxygen. Josh has a puncher's chance like every other heavyweight. I agree. Not in that sense, but when people use the word as advantage to one over the other, it's not a significant factor for sure. Right. And can I ask a question? Ken Beer, how old are you and how long have you been watching boxing? And it was experience that I think George Foreman won the fight against Michael Moorer. I think it was experience that, you know, there's certain things that I don't know how to explain it. AJ is more than just a puncher, though, people. I keep telling you. All right. All the way around, mate. AJ wins, makes Wilder fight. Enough talk, make the fight happen. Yes, Gareth. Right, I'm out of here. I'm 17 and have been watching boxing for 5 years. This has been BWTM. I hope you've enjoyed this final verdict. I believe, in my opinion, that both guys deserve all the credit in the world for stepping in the ring and fighting one another. AJ for defending his title against the #1 heavyweight in the world. I don't say Tyson Fury because at this minute in time, Tyson is not in fighting shape. And we don't know when Tyson's going to be in the ring because he has to deal with that investigation with UCAD and the rest. However, what I will say is, of course, Joshua stands a chance. He's in the ring. He's big. He's strong. He's hungry. He's determined. But I just think, as I said before, that the older, more experienced, wiser, battle veteran Vladimir Klitschko will have one more trick up his sleeve. And don't be fooled by the Bright Jennings and Fury fight. I think, yes, Vladimir Klitschko would have slowed because he is that much older. But I don't think in between the Tyson Fury fighting Klitschko and now Joshua fighting Klitschko, that Joshua's had enough learning fights, not knocking guys over, learning fights. And you do need learning fights at the highest level. Mike Tyson needed learning fights. Evander Holyfield needed learning fights. Muhammad Ali needed learning fights. Sugar Ray Robinson needed learning fights. We do need learning fights. And knocking guys over all the time, it gets to the point when you can't knock a guy out. It gets to the point where there's a guy that you can't hit with your best punch because he's moving, he's making you miss, making you pay. And then what happens? What happens when you throw your best shot and you can't catch him? What happens when you throw your best shot and you're getting countered? What happens when you try to throw your best shot and you're getting buzzed? What happens when you're getting beaten to the jab? What happens when the guy's footwork is better than your own? What happens when you're on your ass and you're having to get up and you're finding the guy at the other end is on top of you instead of you normally controlling the fight? Now you're in trouble. These are things that Joshua hasn't had to deal with, and these are things that Joshua has to deal with. And if he has to fight on the back foot, then we've never seen Joshua fight on the back foot. Nobody knows what Joshua's back foot game is like. A lot of people making up what Joshua can do. They don't know themselves. So yes, he's exciting. Yes, he's all these things that look great on a highlight reel. But when it comes down to it, go back and look at the Dominic Brazil fight. That's the fight you need to be looking at, against a guy who gave Joshua a little bit of movement, and Brazil's got very slow footwork in comparison to Vladimir Klitschko. And Vladimir Klitschko can punch. And I just think that you can talk all you want, say all you want to do. Once Vladimir Klitschko finds Joshua's chin, it's going to be very interesting. I actually made a bet on that Prescott fight. I was at Butlins at the time, and I won £250 on Khan versus Prescott. So, can't teach an old dog new tricks. Indeed. Very true. You can't teach an old dog new tricks. Why does the old dog need to learn new tricks if his tricks are good enough to beat the new dog? Good night. Take care and all the best. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Of course, check out the other videos we've got on the channel at the moment. We've got Abel Sanchez. We've got the trainer of Gennady Golovkin. We've got Sam Sheedy talking about his upcoming fight for the middleweight championship of the Commonwealth next week. What was your bet, Ingram? I'm going Klitschko knockout inside 6. Couldn't beat Fury, though. Put your money where your mouth is. I have put my money where my mouth is. I'm putting my money where my mouth is every day and every week and every month and every year. I'm putting my money where my mouth is. Got a feeling a lot of people are going to be shocked. Which way? Time will tell. I believe in AJ. Well, yeah, time will tell. Next week end will be a little closer. Next Saturday night, we'll see. Next Saturday night, we will see. Whether, how much? I don't know. How much you putting on, Gender? Oh, wait. Oh, by the way, before I finish, where are you all guys calling from? Ingram, let's have a debate, mate. Come here. Do you do live stream before the fight? I'll be doing live commentary. Tell me time and date. What do you want to know? What time and date you want to know? About what? UK, London. Tell me where you're all talking from before I disappear. Can't wait to be live. London, wicked. London and myself. London Southeast. Okay, wicked. England, excellent. Dublin. Hey, Jeff. Sligo. Wales, Essex, fantastic. Inside 6, wow, yes, inside 6. Joshua's going to bring it. London, great. North, London. Sligo and Stoke Newington. North London, wicked. UK TV, what part of North London, UK TV? Edinburgh, Coventry, wow. Sheffield, yep, good old Sheffield, love Sheffield. I've bet Just 250. Jamaica. Go on with that. Ipswich somewhere. Highbury. Oh, wicked. Not far from me. Stoke Newington. Love it. Stokey boy. Jamaica. Scene. Anybody else? Come on. Philip Carl Roberts. You're from somewhere. Well, there you go. Inside 6, I'm saying. I really do. At some point in those 6 rounds, he's going to land. Klitschko. He is going to hit Joshua back. Glasgow. My cousin got killed in Stoke a few years back. What? Stoke Newington you're talking about. Wenger out. I agree. Do another live stream before fight. Yeah, I will do. I'll be doing a live stream. I'll be doing live commentary on the fight. And I might have a few surprises before then. So stay tuned. We might have some surprises. Right, I'm out of here. Good night, all. Take care. Don't forget to rate, subscribe, leave your comments. This has been BWTM. It's a wrap.